Good afternoon, everybody. It is bright, as I was told, and saw everybody else looking. So I'm with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Many of you may have heard of that if you've ever been to New York. World Trade Center, the 3 airports, the 2 tunnels, the bridges, all of the bridges. And we have a pretty extensive OT network, and I'm in charge of the security for that. But I want to tell you how I got the job. So 5 years ago, I moved to the New York, New Jersey area, and I found out that the Port Authority did not have an OT security program. So I went and pitched an OT security program to them. They had no interest whatsoever. So I thought that was kind of strange. So then I came up with this idea. I applied for a networking job, and during the interview process for the networking job, I pitched the OT security program to those folks, and they hired me. So they didn't hire me for the networking job, they hired me as an OT security person. So I was person number 1 in the organization. So it was kind of a strange way to get into it. It was like kind of circuitous, but there we go. So we've got a security program to start with. That's 5 years and 1 month ago. I took some notes here. So that's how I was hired. So I report to the chief technology officer. So I went and asked him for a budget. I said, I'm going to need about $1 million for a budget to bring some staff on. And he said, $1 million? Are you crazy? I can't give you $1 million. Why would I give you $1 million? So I started telling him about all the good reasons why you'd want to have an OT security program. Oh, if there's a fire in the Lincoln Tunnel during peak travel times, there's 35,000 people, and if the smoke evacuation system don't work, 35,000 people will die, and they'll blame you. Okay. What else? I said, all right, well, if that didn't do it, he said, well, is that true for both the Lincoln and the Holland Tunnel? I said, yeah, it would be. So then he said, okay. So that would mean on my morning commute, if I couldn't take the Holland Tunnel, it would take me 2 hours to get to work. Okay. He said, yeah, okay, $1 million. You got it. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So the following year, I needed some money to do some monitoring. So I asked for $4 million. And he said, no, you got to go see the CFO. The CFO, okay. So I go and I talk to her. And I explain what I'm going to do with the $4 million. And she says, well, geez, can you get by with $2 million? I was actually pretty happy with that. So I said, yes, I'll get by with the $2 million. She said, that was too easy. How about $1 million? I said, well, if I can get by, how about 1.5? I said. She said, okay, 1.25, that's it. And I felt like I was buying a car or something. I walked out of her office thinking, I went in and asked for 4, I got 1.25. I guess next year I should go in and ask for 8, and I'll get 2.5, something like that. So that was that year. The following year, I went in and I met with the legal department, and I said, look, we have got to do something with our supply chain. We have got to start putting stuff in our contracts and our procurement processes to help protect us. And they said, well, why would we want to do that? And I gave them a bunch of good reasons about security and why it's also important. None of that meant anything. I said, well, you'd be able to hire about 4 or 5 more lawyers for the law department. Boom, got it. Finally, I got 45 seconds left. I went and asked for $8 million, and they said, no, you got to go see the executive director. Now, he's appointed by both governors to this job, governors of New York and New Jersey. So I went and talked to him. I never met the guy before. Walked in his office, a little nervous, walked in his office. I noticed 2 things right away. First of all, he was 77 years old. He is 77 years old, and he doesn't use a computer. So I have to explain to someone who doesn't know anything about computers why I need a bunch of money to do cybersecurity. And when I told him that he would have to start making his own appointments instead of his secretary, he said, you got it. Thank you.